What's up guys, Waggly here and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys a bunch of tips to guess the country instantly in GeoGuessr. So I'm going to be giving you tips to guess around 10 countries, so if you're in any of these countries, you should know that you're in it instantly. All these countries have specific features to them, which can have them singled out very easily. And if you guys like this video, I can do a part 2 to this series with another 10 countries or any other types of GeoGuessr tips. So let's get right into it. First, I'm going to be talking about country URLs, because if you don't know about these, then you definitely should. This is one of the most basic ways to tell that you're in a certain country, because every country will have their own URL specific to it. And most of them are very self-explanatory. For example, if you're in the United Kingdom, you'll have .uk, or Sweden is .se, Albania is .al, and these are just a few examples. And you'll typically see a URL at the end of a website on any sign or billboard or on the side of a truck or car. So just to show you a quick example of a URL, I'm gonna go to a random street in Bolivia and I'll see how quickly I am able to find a URL. I'm looking for a URL, you wanna zoom in to like these signs because that's usually where you'll see it. So as you can see on this sign over here, it says a .bo at the end of a website. So that'll let me know that it's in Bolivia. But sometimes URLs can be hard to find, and especially if you're in like an urban area with not a lot of signs and things around, you can't use URLs as your main way of telling what country it is. And also, most URLs are straightforward, like Bolivia, but some of them are just weird, and I'll give a few examples. Like Switzerland is .ch. You would never expect that to be Switzerland, but it is. And Germany is .de, which is also super weird because you could get Germany confused with Denmark, which is DK. So you also have to watch out for that. So now I'm going to get into recognizing these 10 or so countries. So the first one I'm going to go over is Nigeria. And when you're in Nigeria, you'll often have this white or black Toyota following you at all times. And I'm pretty sure it's required in this country to have some sort of vehicle following the Google car. But yeah, if you see this behind you and you're in an African looking country, then you'll know that you're in Nigeria, because a lot of times it's very hard to differentiate these African countries. So in Uganda, you'll notice that the two mirrors on either side of the Google car are visible. So if you notice that you're in an African looking country again, and you can see that both of your mirrors of the car are visible, and sometimes a little bit of the truck as well, you're most likely going to be in Uganda. It's usually a truck similar to this with both of the mirrors visible. Now, if you're in Ghana and you look down, the truck should have these two metal bars, but that is very common in a lot of countries. But if you see that there's a piece of black tape on either side of the front bar here, then you know you're going to be in Ghana. Guaranteed. Most of the time it's on the top right here, but it could also be on this left one here as well, and it'll still be Ghana. Now, the next African country I'm going to go over is Senegal. And in Senegal, there is a rift in the sky. And a rift is just like, I think, a glitch with the Google picture. But for some reason, whenever you're in Senegal, it'll have this rift in the sky. Be careful though, and don't just instantly click Senegal if you see a rift in the sky, because Albania and Montenegro can also have rifts in the sky. So if the country looks very deserty and it looks like it would be Africa, and it has a rift in the sky, you know you can comfortably guess Senegal. The last African country I'm going to go over is Kenya. And in Kenya, there is always going to be this snorkel thing on the front of the Google car. It could either be on the right side, or there could be like a mirror thing sticking out on the left side. If there's just this thing poking out on either side of the car, then it's probably Kenya. But Mongolia can also have a snorkel, but it's very easy to differentiate the two because they're in different continents, and Kenya, you can usually tell when you're in Africa. In Mongolia, the Google car often has this, what looks to be some sort of gear on the Google truck, and pretty much always in Mongolia, you'll have this. So if you see this type of gear or whatever, then you know you're in Mongolia. Also, there can be a snorkel So just remember that if you have a snorkel, then you could be in Mongolia. So make sure to check the car to see if it has that type of gear. But Kenya and Mongolia are the only two countries that have a snorkel, so it should be very easy to differentiate the two. And also in Kenya, they drive on the left side of the road. So if you're able to tell which side of the road you're driving on, then it'll be obvious to tell whether you're in Kenya or in Mongolia. The next country I'm going to be showing is Kyrgyzstan. If you look at the license plate, they have a little red badge on the left side of the license plate, like where the blue badge would be in a European license plate. And if you look down at the truck, it'll have these two metal bars. But if you see that there's the red badge on the license plate and there's no metal bars on the bottom, then you're going to be in Albania, because Albania also has the red badge on the license plate, but it won't have these two metal bars on the truck. And when you're in Albania, oftentimes you'll see this rift in the sky, and a lot of the license plates have this red badge in Albania, but some of them have a double blue badge, so there's blue on the left and right, which the only other country that has that is Italy. So if there's a combination of a rift and the double blue badge, you'll know that you're in Albania and not in Italy. But if there's just a double blue badge with no rift, you're probably in Italy. Or if you see a red badge and a rift, then you're in Albania and not in Kyrgyzstan. The next country is Spain, which is usually very easy to tell because, well, this says Madrid, but you're not usually gonna see that, is if it's in Spanish, a Spanish language, and there is a blue badge on the license plates, then you know that you're going to be in Spain. Since no Spanish-speaking South American countries will have this blue badge, if it's Spanish-speaking and has a blue badge, you know that you're in Spain. Now, make sure you don't get Spain confused with Portugal, because Portugal is obviously in Portuguese. So if you're able to differentiate Portuguese from Spanish, or you could guess a lot of the time if it looks like Spanish but stuff's spelt a little differently, or there's some words that you know aren't Spanish, or if you can see this C has a little squiggle on the bottom and this A has a tilde on the top, which just aren't in Spanish, then you're able to know it's Portuguese. So if the license plate has a blue badge and the language is Portuguese, then you know that you're in Portugal. And often, which can be really helpful, if the license plate has a blue badge on the left side and a yellow badge on the right side, then you're guaranteed to be in Portugal, because only Portugal has this. But in newer photos, there won't be that yellow badge because they stopped doing that and it's just the normal European blue badge. But if you're lucky enough to see the blue and the yellow, you can instantly say that you're in Portugal. But if you're able to recognize that the language is Portuguese and the license plate is like a square that doesn't have any blue badge, then you can safely say that you're in Brazil, because they speak Portuguese and have a regular South American style license plate. Now, the final country I'm going to be showing you in this video is Guatemala. So in Guatemala, obviously it's a Spanish-speaking country in Central America. So if you notice that you look like you're somewhere in South America or Central America and you have these metal bars, you know that you're going to be in Guatemala. Since all around Guatemala, the Google cars have these two metal bars, and nowhere else in South America are you going to find these metal bars. So you can guarantee that you're in Guatemala. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you found it helpful, then make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments if you want a part 2 of this, because I can do more GeoGuessr tips and tricks to help you out. See you guys next time.